we made it through, we got into the end of 2021 when everybody got back to regular life, and we were like, you know what? I never really thought about having kids in our late 40s, but maybe this is the right time. So it just clicked. We found this agency that specifically deals with LGBTQ plus families, which is fascinating to me because these are things I never thought about. So when you go into like a traditional place that has one side that's surrogacy and one side that's egg donation, the majority, if you go back 20 years ago, the applications would have been, what is the name of the father? What is the name of the mother? Well, nowadays, people are referring to parents as like, who are your grown-ups? Because you don't know, does somebody have a mother and a father, two fathers, two mothers, or do they have a single parent? So these guys are brilliant. They created this agency that specifically makes it easy so we don't feel awkward when we're filling out applications. And the next thing you know, we were told it would be up to 2 to 3 years to find a surrogate globally. And within 3 months, one chose us because of our really interesting profile. We got married in Antarctica in 2017.
Right.
And we had all these weird, quirky things as guys who were not 27. We were in our late 30s, early 40s. And she chose us, and we were like, what? And it's just been, I've learned so much, first of all, about female anatomy, and then also just about how this all works. And I have to give you, all women, major credit. Like the stuff that you have to go through just on a day-to-day basis, I've learned so much, and I could talk about it for hours, so I should probably shut up right now.
No. But when you go through that IVF process, so how did you all decide so that Clover will be a combination of the two of you?
So before I went through this process, I would see people who had same-sex couples who had children through IVF, and notice sometimes one of the children would physically favor one of the parents over the other. And I always, in my head, I'm like, oh, well, I'm assuming when it comes time to like create the embryos, they just see whatever best swimmer wins the championship gets the genetics. No, so you make two completely different sets of embryos. So there's a whole set of Hollis embryos and a set of Brian embryos, and then they get rated based on which is the healthiest to make it to a live birth. So then your doctor recommends these ones here are like an A+. And say half of them are mine or half are his, it comes down to us saying, okay.
Which one?
Which one? The other part of it that's fascinating to me is when you were actually choosing your egg donor, you never get to know their name, you don't know where they're from, except you might know what country they're from. But one of the things that's fascinating is there's a picture of them as a child and or a picture of them as an adult. So it sounds kind of like superficial, but you kind of are trying to choose a child that could favor you like genetically, or actually physically, not genetically. And we ended up finding an incredible egg donor who ended up being, this was her last set. We were the last time, after 31, they retire doing egg donation. And she actually looks like a combination of me and Hollis both. And so we knew no matter whose embryo we use, we will have a child that looks like the combination of us too. So I love talking about this because the science now, I just want to read science books all day. It's so fascinating, isn't it?